The new league scene from Avengers Doomsday featuring the X-Men, the Avengers, the New Avengers, and Mr. Freaking Fantastic fighting giant Sentinels controlled by Dr. Doom was awesome. But is it real? And if it is real, are more scenes sure to come?
Avengers! Assemble.
Hey everybody, Colton here, and on top of this leaked Avengers Doomsday scene, some industry insiders have claimed that there are other leaked photos going around that are very real, featuring Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine plus Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. And guys, as this movie gets closer and closer, I think more leaks like this one are sure to come, maybe even sooner than you think. So the leaked Avengers Doomsday scene that came out over the weekend is still making the rounds, and I've been torn on its validity, as are many others. But for the sake of this video, let's assume that it's real. And let's talk about that scene and not only what it means for the film itself, but the potential future leaks that are rumored to come. So this scene features a team-up moment taking place in the Fox X-Men universe where Steve Rogers, Thor, Mr. Fantastic, Yelena Belova, Shang-Chi, Sam Wilson's Captain America, and Dr. Doom have traveled from Universe 616, the mainline MCU, into the Fox X-Men universe. Well, at least a version of it. And there they encounter Cyclops, Mystique, Gambit, Nightcrawler, and Beast. Now, we know from other rumors and leaks that this particular team does travel to the X-Men universe, a universe that has been encountered by many, many incursions. And they have successfully destroyed the universes that they were colliding with in order to spare their universe from said destruction. Now, there was also some recent art that was officially released, as well as a description for the film that implies that the MCU, Universe 616, the X-Men universe, Universe 10005, and the Fantastic Four universe, Universe 828, they are the only universes left out of the entire multiverse. Now, when Dr. Doom, Reed Richards, and all of the Avengers arrive in the X-Men universe, we know that there is a fight between our heroes, but at some point, Doom betrays them all, and he sicks these giant Sentinel mutant hunting robots to attack these heroes, giving us what is sure to be one of the greatest fight sequences in movie history. Now, as the scene unfolds, it cuts to Doom a lot, standing and moving his head, so my guess is that he's giving some kind of speech here, as bad guys tend to do, and I'm guessing he is now headed to the TVA or back to the MCU with this universe-destroying weapon that he has stolen from the X-Men. Remember, the opening of the film, the opening of Doomsday, is rumored to feature Wolverine fighting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in Tobey's universe as Wolverine and Deadpool plant a universe-destroying bomb to destroy Tobey's universe like they have many other universes, because the only way to survive an incursion is to destroy the other universe before yours and that other universe collide and are both destroyed. Anyway, the reason Doom has sicked the Sentinels on both teams of heroes, the Avengers and the X-Men, is because they now know that Doom is going to use that weapon to destroy Universe 616 and Universe 10005. But the question is, will Doom try to destroy these other universes in order to spare his own being seemingly Universe 828, the Fantastic Four universe? Or will we learn that Doom plans to destroy his universe as well so that the multiverse will collapse and he can rebuild it in his image in the void as Battleworld? In fact, I think we could learn that Doom didn't take the weapon to destroy his universe or any of the others. He took it to destroy the one thing still standing in his way from allowing these three universes to die naturally, that being Loki and the TVA. With the TVA destroyed and the universe-destroying weapon no longer in play, Doom's plan of letting the multiverse come to its demise so that he may start fresh would be set into motion. Now, I do want to talk about all the characters that weren't in this scene. As much fun as it's been talking about the ones that are, and oh my god, is it cool talking about the ones that are. The crossover here is insane, but I do want to discuss, where the hell are all the other characters? I mean, we are missing characters like Ben Grimm, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Franklin Richards, Bucky Barnes, Ant-Man, Shuri, Ghost, John Walker, Sentry, M'Baku, Joaquin Torres, Namor, Red Guardian, Loki, Professor X, Magneto. And that's just the confirmed cast. So let's talk about where these characters are in relation to this scene. We know from a leaked image on set of Doomsday that John Walker, Joaquin Torres, and Ben Grimm are at the TVA. That is confirmed. And My guess is that there are several others who were part of that team that also made their way to the TVA. Now, the characters that I think would make the most sense to join those characters at the TVA would be Ant-Man because of his knowledge of the quantum realm and his connection to Kang and therefore a connection to He Who Remains. So I think it would just make sense thematically to have Ant-Man at the TVA. I also think a character that would make a lot of sense to show up at the TVA is Shuri, because I think in this trailer it's implied that she'll be leaving M'Baku and Namor behind to defend Wakanda and Talokan and really help defend all of Earth. But it won't just be Wakanda and the Talokans defending Earth. I think a lot of Avengers will stay behind in Universe 616 as well, such as Red Guardian, Ghost, Bucky, all members in the new Avengers, by the way. And I would say Sentry would stay behind because he's super powerful, but rumor has it Sentry is with the group that actually goes to the X-Men universe, and we actually see him have a fight with Xavier, so we shall see what happens there. Now, I also think that Johnny, Sue, and Franklin will either be staying in Universe 616, like to help protect Franklin and Earth, but I also think it's possible, perhaps even more likely, that Sue and Franklin actually remain in Universe 828 when Doctor Doom and Reed and apparently Steve Rogers make their way to the mainline MCU. I think we could see Sue and Franklin stay behind in 828, while Ben and Johnny and Reed go with Doom. And oh my God, that would make it to where we have a Fantastic Four member in each universe, plus the TVA. Human Torch would be in 616, Reed would be in 10005, Sue would remain in 828, and the Thing would go to the TVA. And if Sue and Franklin are staying home in 828, and then Doom is going back to 828, to his Latveria, after defeating the Avengers and the X-Men, that would tie into the rumors that he plans to take Sue and Franklin as his wife and child. And guys, these are just all the characters that we know are like officially confirmed to be in the movie. There are plenty of other heroes that are going to pop up in this movie as well.
Pizza time.
And guys, you know, there's a lot of discussion right now on who's going to be in what. Is Daredevil going to be in Spider-Man? Is Spider-Man going to be in Avengers Doomsday? But a really big one is if the big guy himself is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. The Hulk is an OG Avenger. He's been in every Avengers movie. But Mark Ruffalo is the only actor of the big four, Evans, Hemsworth, Downey, and himself. He is the only one that has not been confirmed to be returning in Doomsday. I don't think it's a coincidence that he is in a movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day, alongside two other actors, Tom Holland and Sadie Sink, who also have not been confirmed for Doomsday, but who will totally be showing up in Avengers Secret Wars. I think that this Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day, could end with us fully understanding why these three characters, Hulk especially, won't be showing up in Doomsday. And if I had to put my money on it, I'd say there's a solid chance that Avengers Doomsday could be the first Avengers movie without the Hulk. The Kalshi prediction market currently has Hulk at a 62% chance of appearing in Doomsday. So how about I put my money where my big mouth is? Let's say I put $100 on no, Hulk won't be in Avengers Doomsday. If I place that trade right now, I could win $194. Now guys, remember, this is supposed to be fun. We are talking about Hulk and the Avengers after all, so please do trade responsibly and only use what I call your fun money to make these trades. So if you want to have a little fun and put some money on your Avengers Doomsday prediction, check out my link in the description below or use code Colton, C-O-L-T-O-N, to check out their Avengers Hulk market for yourself. And by using my link or code Colton, you get $10 when you trade $10. Again, my link in the description below or use code Colton. So guys, I am curious to know who all you think is going to pop up in this movie and which team ups you hope to see. I think having Sam and Yelena on a team together as they kind of like war over who is the true leader of the Avengers, with Steve Rogers and Thor, two OG Avengers, they're like working together right in front of them, being bros, sharing weapons, not bickering over who's in charge or who's the leader, who's more powerful. That could be a great way to push Sam and Yelena to put their bullshit aside and have some like a good team up moment, and also be like, wow, we have a responsibility here as the two new leaders of the Avengers. We should be working together like these two guys who inspired us. And they also have in common that they're like the only two characters on this particular roster without superpowers, unless you count like Shang-Chi, who's there with them in that universe, but he does have the 10 rings with him, so that's kind of superpowers. Now, speaking of Shang-Chi, I am very excited to see him slinging them 10 rings with Gambit slinging his deck of cards around. That is going to be dope. We already got confirmation that we see them fight in the trailer that they showed at CinemaCon. I think seeing Steve and Thor together is just a must. We've always had great moments between Thor and Steve in all of the Avengers movies. Most recently, of course, Infinity War, and then in Endgame, so I'm very excited for it again in Doomsday. But they had great moments in the first Avengers as well as in Age of Ultron as well. So I think that's a must, and I'm really glad we're getting it in Doomsday. I love those two characters together. Seeing Cyclops, the Cyclops, James Marsden from the OG X-Men films, standing in this swinging shot alongside these other heroes. It's just perfect. We are getting to see the OG X-Men with the OG Avengers. That is great. I grew up on those X-Men movies, so I'm just super excited for that. As for Professor Xavier and Magneto, I don't know what they're up to in this scene. I'm guessing that they're like in the mansion still. That's my guess for now, and I'm sure they will have, big roles to play in this fight, just not in this particular, few seconds we got of the scene. Now, I think the other team-ups that I mentioned a little earlier about, which groups will stay on Earth and which ones will go to the TVA and which ones are going to the X-Men universe, I think those all sound like pretty good pairings, but I'd love to hear your ideas on who you'd like to see team up down in the comments below. Now, moving on to possible future leaks to come, and they will come. So if this leak is legit, and there's really two ways it could be legit, let me explain that. If it's legit in the sense that yes, it's real, but also Marvel wanted it out as part of their guerrilla marketing strategy, the idea that, leaking footage gets more eyes and more buzz and more word of mouth, that feeling of, ooh, I'm seeing something I'm not supposed to see. If they have data that shows that's better marketing than official releases this early on anyway, and they may wait until 5 or 4 months out from the film to actually start releasing official marketing trailers or TV spots for the movie. So if that's the case, we could totally get some more leaks. I do think we're going to get the official trailer, the first official trailer at Comic-Con, which comes out around the same time as Spider-Man Brand New Day, so it'll probably run in front of that as well. Now, the other option for it being legit, because of course there's the third option that it's fake, but the other option, if it's legit, is it's legit, but the leak wasn't authorized. I think this might actually be the least likely of the three. I know that sounds kind of tinfoil hat to say because I still don't really buy into the theory that Marvel, were the ones leaking those character spot trailers that were being released in theaters and they would leak a week ahead of time. They'd leak a week before they got dropped on YouTube, but that made sense that they leaked a week before they got dropped on YouTube because they were released in theaters a week before they got dropped on YouTube. And they get unlocked, the key to the trailer for the projectionist to test it and run it in front of the films. That usually gets unlocked 24 hours before the first showing of said trailer. So I think Marvel kind of knew that. I think they kind of anticipated that there would be some projectionists that would record the trailer. So I think they were fully aware that it would leak, but I don't think they were actually the ones leaking it. But as for this leak of the Doomsday scene, if it's real, I don't know. It almost looks like it was purposely made so blurry or pixelated, so that it would really look like a leak. Oh, I'm not supposed to be seeing this. And that could be to if it's a legit leak that Marvel's not okay with being out there, that pixelated blurry effect could be applied not because the camera they recorded it on is shit. That could just be part of making it to where whoever's releasing it can't get back to them. Marvel can't pinpoint which visual effects artist is releasing it. Or again, it could just be a fake filter pixelation effect thing put on it and Marvel's putting them out. Or it could just all be AI. These days, you never know with AI. I thought the first Steve Rogers character trailer was AI. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. I wanted to share them with you. I am so excited for this movie. It's unreal that it's happening. Avengers Doomsday is the movie that I've wanted to see pretty much my entire life. So I'm very excited, and I know you guys are as well. So it's always fun talking with you about this film, and I can't wait until the next one where we'll talk about it again. I've been Colton Ogburn, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!